Hello everyone and welcome to this new League of Legends video. Today's video we'll be talking about how to carry silver ELO as a mid laner. Alright, so before we get into it, I just want to say a few things about myself, and that is that this is my first season and I just hit gold. I just got out of silver, so I really wanted to make this video because it was kind of frustrating because I felt like a lot of people were, well, I don't want to say anything bad, but they weren't really good players or weren't really thinking or weren't even playing while what they were playing. I don't know what they were doing, but a lot of things that were obvious to me were I don't know, they just didn't want to do it, or just, I don't know, stalled out the game. And yeah, it's kind of weird. People are in this ELO don't really think that much, in my experience. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to get that out there, so that this is my first season and I just hit gold. And yeah, so now we can start off with the video. So first thing that you want to do is just stop blaming your team. For instance, in my experience, in my situation, I never blame my team if they're doing bad, if they're like 0-10 or something. I would always blame my team if they don't know which objective to take or don't just farm and stall out the game. That's the thing that frustrated me. Not if they play bad. Like, everyone has bad games, you just have to accept it, but don't blame your team. For like, even if you're like get S plus and your team is like 110, 2-7, 0-11, you just have to forget it. Like, you got a bad team, everyone gets bad teams every once in a while. Just forget about it and just not think that you get bad teams, because if you constantly think that I'm gonna get a bad team again, you'll get even more bad teams. So don't think like that, think positive, just focus on your own gameplay, and that should become a smaller problem. So the next thing is finding a champion that you have the most fun with and want to climb with. If you play champions that are in meta just because you heard people that they are OP or really good in this patch, or really, I don't know, just play whatever is good right now, but you don't have fun playing it, or even don't want to play, just want to climb, that's not a really good attitude to climb, because you won't climb if you don't have fun most of the time. You might get really hard carried by your team, but that almost never happened to me. I almost always carried my team. Yeah, but in this video we're talking about how to carry and not get carried. So you have to find a champion that was really fun for you. For instance, my champions are Gangplank and Anivia. I am really comfortable in these two and really know how and when to do it, and what I need to do in certain situations, how strong I am. And I almost always win my lane, but we'll get to that in just a second. But you want to find a champion that you have the most fun with and just practice that champion and just play with him, and just it will help you a lot to climb. Alright guys, so now it's winning your lane. That's really important if you want to carry your team. You have to win your lane. So in my experience, I almost always win my lane. I almost never lost my lane, except if I was getting hard camped, like for the enemy jungler was coming and the enemy bot lane. So that was like 4 ganks mid in like 15 minutes 3 times, and that's something that's really hard to deal with, except if you have deep wards and just watch always over the map. But it can sometimes catch you off guard. The enemy team can easily dive you, but that's gonna rarely happen, and that happened to me in like 1 or 2 games in like, I don't know, a few hundred games. So you want to win your lane. If you can't win your lane, you just have to practice and practice and practice, because that's the way you're gonna get a lot better at League overall. So if you are playing the champion that you have fun with, you will probably have the easiest time winning your lane. Now, once you win your lane, you want to extend that lead, because you get a gold advantage over your opponent. And after you kill him like 2 times or 3 times, or if you're just hugging the tower and you're pushing it in like a madman, then you can easily roam, preferably bot lane, but top lane is also good. But if you gank bot lane and get 2 of your teammates ahead, that's a really huge gold lead, especially if you gank bot lane like 5 times in 15 minutes. That's insane, and if you kill both of them, it's just really good. Especially if you counter gank with your jungler when their jungler is ganking, that's just really good and can help your team a lot. So, for instance, when I'm playing Gangplank, I'm ulting bot lane all the time. I mean, I'm ulting all the lanes, even if the jungler needs help, but mostly bot lane, and I usually get a kill or 2 assists, or you just want to help out your team a lot if you're having a gold lead. Or when I'm playing on Nivea, I'm just gonna kill my lane opponent like 1 or 2 times, and then he's gonna be really scared of me, or go even AFK. I'm just gonna push in the wave and just go bot lane and kill the enemy AD carry, or get a double kill, or get my team a double kill, and just keep doing that. I rarely gank top lane, but I'm going bot lane almost all the time. Like I just kill my enemy opponent and just go bot, or push in the wave and go bot, and that's something that can get your team really far ahead, and it's something that helped me out a lot and helped out my team a lot. And also, you want to like extend your lead across the map, even if your top lane is losing. If you fed your bot lane, and if you're fed, it won't really matter, because especially if top lane is some kind of a tank champion. But now you want to start asking your team for objectives and for grouping. It's really important to know when to group, because in this ELO I don't see anyone ever say group. Like, I don't understand why. It's so obvious to do that, and so obvious for some objectives, but people just won't think about it, and I don't understand why. I just don't. But you have to ask and get objectives with your team. If you're really fed, and if you haven't, like, if your team isn't arguing with each other, they'll probably have an easy time listening to you, and especially if it's a good decision. But there will be a lot of times when people will just start flaming you if they're doing bad, or I don't know. For instance, once I played an Nivea game and we killed the enemy jungler and top laner, I believe, and my whole team was alive, and I was telling my team to get Baron, we can siege and end the game, but no one was saying anything. They were all just scattered around the map, and Ashe was kind of feeding. Not really, but she was really tilted before even starting the game, I believe, and she was just, well, she didn't have a really nice language, and she completely well, every time I would suggest something like that for getting Baron or for grouping, she would just go split push bot lane or do something really weird and not listen to me, even like just wouldn't want to listen to me. Even if she wanted to do it, if I would say it, she just wouldn't do it. And basically that's something that you will have to learn how to deal with. And in that game I just kept on roaming around the map and killing people, and that's the best thing that you can do. But if your team don't want to get any objectives or to group, you just have to kind of follow them, and that's something that happened in a few games, and that was really interesting to me. For instance, like, I would say to group and no one would listen, but then I would kind of see Ashe split pushing bot lane, and then I would join her, and then the teams would somehow join, and then we would just somehow manage to group without even saying it, and just have a team fight. And that's something that can help you out a lot. Like, if your team doesn't want to group or isn't listening to you, even though you're making obvious decisions, you just want to kind of join them, whatever they're doing. Yeah, that's something that can help you out a lot and just not get you frustrated. And the last thing, but not least, is tilt. You will get tilted a lot. Well, at least I did in this ELO, because in my opinion we're making stupid decisions and doing stupid things and stupid mistakes, which I would do something completely else and completely obvious to, like, get Baron and just end the game and not stall out the game for 15 minutes and then lose. And that's something that you'll have to deal with, because this will happen. You cannot expect every game to win, because it won't be. If you carry almost every game, you will probably be on quite a bit of win streaks. Of course, you will lose some games which are just not carryable. You have to accept that. You cannot carry every single game, but you can carry 70 or even 80% of your games. Well, at least that was in my experience. For instance, I would be every game at least like 14 or 20 kills, and I would die like very few times. And yeah, that's something that you really have to deal really have to learn how to deal with. You can also check out my video on how to deal with tilt. I posted a few days ago. It will be at the end of this video and in the description. But that is mostly it, guys. Hopefully you found this helpful. Make sure to comment down below. I really want to hear your guys' feedback and if this helped you, because I've been here not too long ago and I know how it is to just think that your team sucks, but you just have to get really good at the game and just carry 1v9 sometimes. And yeah, hopefully this video helped you. And if you sometimes think that some of these things that I said are impossible, because that was for me when I would get tilted, you just have to accept that it isn't. You can carry 1v9 if you're really good, and if you just win your lane and just keep on killing everyone in the enemy team, you can carry even 1v9. And yeah, so hopefully you guys found this enjoying, as I said, and entertaining enough and informational enough. Make sure to comment down below, like or dislike, share, subscribe if you want to see more. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.